Okay, y'all, I'm going to show you how to do an eye. I've got one done already, and I'll do the other one for you. So I would start with a charcoal pencil. Get it really nice and sharp. You're going to go in and kind of create the cast shadow from the lash line. That's the first thing I like to do. And you want that to go pretty dark. Even if it's a boy, you know, you don't want him to look like he's got real thick lashes. Some guys do. And I usually kind of minimize it a little bit if it's a boy. Now, this child's name is Lucia. I'm assuming it's a boy, but I'm not sure. I don't know, what do y'all think? Lucia? Boy or girl?
Wait, where's the actual picture? Yeah, that's a boy.
I don't know.
It was in reflection.
I'm not sure. But I'm gonna do the child the way I see it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go in now and I'm gonna create the bottom lash line very lightly. And I'm noticing that the drawing of this, the shape of the eye is a little off, so I'm gonna correct it at this point. If you find that is the case with you, go in and correct the shape. I'm gonna draw really light underneath with the charcoal. I don't want it to look like this child's wearing eyeliner, no matter if it's a boy or a girl. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the cream color. You know, the white parts of the eye, they're, you know, we theoretically are white, but really they've got a lot of cream color in them. And we've also talked about, you know, the eye is a spherical shape and it goes back into the eye socket. So you don't want to make it look completely all white, because when you do that, it makes it look very flat. I'm going to go in, and there is a little bit of kind of, it's on the outside of the eye, it's not tear duct, but you do see a little bit of the inside of the eyelid. On the inside of the eye, it is tear duct, and it usually is a little bit pinker. So I'm going to go in and add that there. I'm going to add a little bit of this pinky color here. And I'm going to add it along the inside of this eyelid, bottom eyelid. And then also, the other thing you want to remember is that fold in the eyelid. Do not neglect that. It's very important that you include that. I do that a lot of times with a charcoal pencil very lightly, and I'm going to go in and smudge this because I don't want it to look like an outline, okay? So we've got that. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to create the rim of the eye. This child's got very dark colored eyes, but I definitely see some warmer brown in this child's eye. So I'm going to create the pupil, and you remember your pupil kind of goes underneath that lid. You won't see the whole eyeball or the pupil unless they're scared or surprised usually. So I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to go in and I actually see the bottom of this child's iris. Most of the time you don't see the bottom of the iris, but he's kind of looking up, he or she. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with a lighter brown, and I'm going to fill in here, and then fill in here. And I'm not going to push it all the way to the rim. I'm going to do that with a smudging tool. So now I'm going to go in and fill in the iris with the color, bring it to the edge of that rim that I did in black, kind of blend it all together. I'm going to go in and fill in with the smudger the pupil. Now I'm going to wipe this off, and I'm going to go in and now smudge this lash line a little bit better. I'm going to smudge the bottom lash line better so that it doesn't look like eyeliner. And then I'm going to smudge the wrinkle for the lid. Okay. Now this eyelid has a lot of highlight on it. So I'm going to go in now and pop a little bit of this highlight here. And the eye will have highlight underneath it as well. You could do this with the white I'm doing it with the yellow because I don't want it to be quite so stark. And there's actually a highlight that comes underneath this child's eye right here. And with my fingers where I can, but I probably can't get in this little area with that. The lid here's got a little grayish bluish here that I'm gonna add right in the corners, and that kind of indicates again that rounding of the eyeball. The photo that I'm working from here is a child from Tanzania. The photos that you have are quite a bit lighter. The quality of the photos are not the same. So you're just going to have to pretty much look at your picture and let that be your guide. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the white colored pencil, the white charcoal pencil. What I like to do with this white is set it right next to the iris and create some really nice contrast and kind of blend it out into that yellow that I've added. And it makes them look really wide awake and makes their eyes look pretty. Bump up that lash line a little bit heavier now. And what it's going to do is really going to make those eyes very engaging. And typically I want the eyes to be the focal point for my portraits, dogs or people. All right, now I'm going to include the eyelashes. I'm going to just put a little bit of lash here. This child's got very curly lashes. Just going to suggest them there. Just a little hint of lash here. And a little bit more of a lash line right there. Smudge it a bit. I think I'm going to turn the camera on more often. That would be fun. Almost done here. All right, so what does it need?
Highlights.
Yes. Look how dead it looks without a highlight. So I'm looking at this. There's kind of a blue. It must be reflecting sky. And then lastly, I'm going to come in with white on top of the blue. Look at how that just wakes that eye up. It just is amazing when you put that little bit of highlight in. It just brings them to life. And then I'm going to put a little bit more highlight in here. There's multiple highlights in this kid's eye. And there's a pretty bright highlight right outside of the iris right there. Okay. I would keep piddling with this a little bit. I don't like the way that looks there. Keep messing with it until it looks the way I want it to. But does that kind of answer your questions? Does that help y'all? Camera. All right. Any questions? Y'all got this? All right.